Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Greenwich High School Parent Orientation for 8th grade students. We're really looking forward to having your children come to our school next year. The class of 2026, hard to believe, isn't it? Tonight, we have a number of speakers that we're going to talk to you about our school. We even have a video for you. And finally, at the end, we're going to have our program administrators talk to you, answer your questions about the subjects that your children will be taking next year. So welcome again. My name is Ralph Mayo, and I've been the principal for the last 3 years. Prior to that, I was the interim superintendent, and prior to that, I was the principal at Eastern Middle School for 14 years. And prior to that, I was at Greenwich High School as one of the house masters in Clark House. But so I'm not very shy about talking about how great Greenwich High School is. And it's a collaborative community of learners dedicated to academic excellence, personal integrity, and interpersonal responsibility. And I think that excellence that we have flows out of the classroom, flows into all of our activities, onto the athletic fields, and into the arts. So you're in for a treat by coming to this high school. I can safely say that because I went to this high school and so did my 4 children. Next slide, Mike. Our PTA presidents are here tonight, Stephanie Cowie and Layla Horn. They have been amazing partners this year, as always, and they want to say a few words. Layla, Stephanie?
Thanks, Ralph, and thanks, everybody. It's a pleasure for being here tonight. I'm Steph Cowie, and Layla Horn, as Ralph mentioned, and I are the GHS PTA co-presidents this year. This is actually my 2nd year as the GHS co-president. I want to give you a little bit about our background. We have a son who'll be a senior next year when you all join us in the fall. It's hard to believe our time at GHS will be coming to an end. One important piece of advice I will share is to get involved at GHS. You will not be disappointed. I wanted to share a few more things about tonight and share with you the PTA still actually exists in high school. The GHS PTA works tirelessly hard to improve the educational experience of your children, in addition to keeping you connected to GHS through our monthly newsletter and timely communications about PTA, Board of Ed, and other important events. This year has been a lot of starts and stops with in-person PTA volunteers. However, this hasn't stopped this incredible work that they do each and every day. We have learned that flexibility is the word of the year yet again, but I'm hopeful to be back in some normalcy beginning in March. We are so fortunate to work with so many wonderful, amazing PTA volunteers, as well as the GHS faculty administration. We are so fortunate. We have a really wonderful relationship with all of them. The PTA continues to look for unique ways to continue to support our students and teachers. As a result of the support of our families, we have been able to accomplish so many wonderful things for our students and faculty this year. So far this year, we have funded 6 additional picnic tables for additional safe spaces, curriculum enrichment experiences, venture in education, powerful speakers for our new Cardinal Stadium, and substantial outreach to students. Our PTA continues to advocate on behalf of our families for the Board of Ed's operational and capital budgets. The GHS Vestibule Entryway Building Committee meets weekly. I'm a part of that building committee. Our secure, safe, and accessible entryway is expected to break ground at the close of the school year for completion in early 2023. The PTA also sponsors the wonderful speakers and performers during Diversity Week, which is taking place February 28th through March 4th, with a hybrid approach, some in person and virtual. As I will not be here to welcome you next year, I want to invite my co-president, Layla Horn, to welcome you and tell you about her wonderful daughter and share with you many other things about the PTA, what we do for our students and our faculty. Layla?
Thank you, Steph. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Layla Horn, and I'm happy to be here tonight and speaking with all of you. I hope we'll meet in person next year. Hopefully, we'll all be back in school for open house and fall activities by the time fall comes around. I have a daughter also currently at the high school. Her name is Angelica. She's a junior and will be a senior next year. I do have 2 sons in college as well, so been through a lot of things as a parent with kids in high school. I do want you to know that GHS is really a welcoming and inclusive school with incredible opportunities for all, for students and families. And the GHS PTA is always there supporting these opportunities. We support so many events and programs at the school, including the senior graduation celebrations, the college fair in the fall. We have annual financial allocations to student life, student activities, each of the 5 houses, special education, Windrose, and the Wellness Center, to name a few. We also support outreach and teacher and staff appreciation. Throughout the school year, we hold several PTA meetings and workshops for parents. Some that are coming up this year, and some of you who have older kids might know this already, the GHS PTA is hosting Summer Fair 2022 on Tuesday, March 1st from 6 to 8 in the GHS Student Center. This is a fantastic evening for anyone with kids, sort of, any age really, 10 and above probably. Summer Fair is an evening for parents and children to meet reps from camps, programs, teen job employers, including academic programs, sport camps, music, technology, outdoor adventure, travel abroad, and more. We also have our fundraiser coming up, Paint the Town Red. It'll be on March 18th, and it's a fun night out for parents where there is usually a live auction, and we have silent live auction. We support the school. So we hope to see you all there next year when we have our fundraiser as well. All families who are new to the district or new to GHS, we have a new family committee, and this is run by a couple of volunteers, and there's a Facebook group, and they have events throughout the year. So next year, if you're new to the district, please feel free to get involved. The email for them is newfamily@ghspta.org. And all of the contacts for all of the people that are involved in the PTA, if you have any questions, are available on the Greenwich High School website under PTA. It's one of the tabs on the Greenwich High School website. Some of the fun parts about GHS, like Stephanie mentioned, is volunteering at our school. We have over 400 different positions contributing thousands of hours, and they make GHS such a special place. There's always amazing things going on. We have volunteers in each of the houses, in the student activities office, in the college and career center. We have tour guides, and there's many, many other roles that I can't list here. I would go on all night. Volunteering is just a great way for you to get involved and have a role in the school, because as you know, as the kids get older, it's harder to be involved in the everyday school activities, but there are lots of opportunities, and they all are posted on the PTA section again of the GHS website. Just to mention a couple of positions that are available for next year for 22-23, we have grade 9 coordinators. We're looking for 2. That's a great role for people who have incoming 9th graders. Membership committee, we have ventures in education, curriculum enrichment, VP of Technology, VP of Communications, VP of Parent Education, Hospitality, Junior Grad Party, Summer Fair, Volunteer Coordinator, Paint the Town Red Committee, and many, many more. Again, these are all listed on the PTA website, and please feel free to reach out to nominating@ghspta.org, or always feel free to send us an email at ghspta@ghspta.org. We do hope that in the fall you will all consider joining the PTA. It is a very important step in becoming part of our school community. You will be sent out this information over the summer. We also have some great incentives, and it gives you access to the online GHS directory. So it's the only way to access the directory. Again, we are always eager to hear from you. We are always waiting to see if you have any questions, and we want to welcome you next year, and we want to welcome you now, hoping that we will see you in the fall. I just wanted to mention that there is a resource on our landing page of the GHS PTA website, which is called the Parent Survival Guide, which is something we put together this year, which really walks you through all the different things happening at the high school. It has a lot of links to different sections of the website. So if anybody has interest in that, please go to the landing page on the GHS PTA page. And I know that's a lot of information, so bear with us, but please feel free to reach out. I mean, between Steph and I, we went over a lot of stuff. So we know it's a little overwhelming, but it's a wonderful school with wonderful staff and administration, and don't be worried, it'll all work out. So please feel free to reach out to us anytime and have a great rest of the meeting.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Steph and Layla. Appreciate it. Next slide, Mike, can you play the video? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Greenwich High School. My name is Ralph Mayo, and I am the building principal. Greenwich High School is a community of approximately 2,800 students and 350 staff members. As a collaborative community of learners, Greenwich High School is dedicated to academic excellence, personal integrity, and interpersonal responsibility. We provide all students with a challenging range of educational opportunities in a safe, supportive environment that fosters respect for self and others and helps our students develop our district norms, which are be here, be safe, be honest, care for self and others, and let go and move on. The foundation and ultimate aim of our work is summed up in our vision of the graduate. This document, created with participation from the entire Greenwich community, describes the core body of knowledge and capacities we believe all our students must possess to function effectively in an interdependent global community. The vision is posted throughout the building and guides teaching and learning. As a means of developing and measuring the capacities and the vision of the graduate, all Greenwich High School students participate in a capstone project. The capstone project incorporates assured experiences in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades, which together create a portfolio of our students' accomplishments. Our campus is 58 acres and the building is more than 500,000 square feet. The Student Center, which covers a full square acre, serves as the hub of the school. It is where our students eat, gather, and cross through between classes. It also functions as a space for our students to showcase their talents, rally support for various endeavors, and show school spirit. Responding to our steadily rising enrollment in the arts, the town of Greenwich generously built a new auditorium and music instructional space. The Greenwich High School Performing Arts Center provides Greenwich High School students and our community as a whole a venue equal to the level of talent this school and our town possess. In order to make Greenwich High School more personal, we divide it into 5 houses: Bella, Cantor, Clark, Folsom, and Sheldon, which are named for former Greenwich High School administrators and Board of Education members. The houses are designed to be the same. Each house has a house administrator who serves as the direct administrator for all students in the house. 3 guidance counselors, a social worker, a psychologist, and an assistant dean. In addition, resource rooms located in each house support students with special needs. One of the most critical connections a student makes to Greenwich High School is through his or her school counselor. Our counselors are assigned alphabetically and remain with the students throughout their high school career. Counselors reach out to students proactively at various times during the school year. They are also available for individual conferences on a sign-up basis. A phrase we often use to summarize our school's philosophy is freedom with responsibility. This simple phrase captures the essence of our belief that as students mature, they should be able to earn freedoms by demonstrating responsibility. We strongly believe that it is critical to prepare our students to handle the vast freedom they encounter when they graduate from high school. To promote the positive social and emotional behaviors we seek in our students, our Dean of Student Life, along with an assistant dean in each house, works proactively to support every child to make wise decisions. The Dean of Student Life is located in the back of the Student Activities office. To further help meet the safety needs of such a large school, we have 2 school resource officers who are members of the Greenwich Police Force. These officers are specially trained to work with teenagers and serve as a counselor and a mentor, in addition to enhancing the high school safety efforts. Closed-circuit cameras in high-traffic areas, both inside and outside the building, further strengthen our safety efforts. Once at Greenwich High School, students have a vast array of opportunities. The courses offered rival those of any small college. Strong academic offerings, including 32 different advanced placement courses, are coupled with a variety of electives in the arts, business, family and consumer science, physical education, and health, technology, and more. Our 8-day Drop 2 rotating block schedule further supports our academic program. Classes are roughly 53 minutes and meet 6 times during the 8-day schedule. The hour-long class provides time for class participation, lab experiments, and in-depth study, while the 8-day block schedule allows students to take up to 8 different classes. While holding all students to high expectations, Greenwich High School provides additional support to students who require it. As freshmen, students can be enrolled in the Stand By Me program, AVID, STARS, or courses specializing in academic support. Our goal is to align our resources to best meet the needs of each student. The Greenwich High School Educational and Wellness Center's mission is to provide high-quality, comprehensive services to students in therapeutic and structured surroundings in order to support positive mental health and academic outcomes. The Education and Wellness Center will provide coordinated on-site services to Greenwich High School students, including mental health, academic, behavioral, and social emotional supports. With a later start time, Greenwich High School has implemented a new block schedule. That includes a 30-minute flex time at the end of each day. Our goal with flex time is to provide flexibility to begin group and individual homework within a protected school setting, minimize early dismissals for student athletes for contests, expand teacher access to students for individual help, provide opportunities for students to pursue their unique interests, passions, and curiosities. Education extends well beyond the classroom at Greenwich High School. We have over 150 clubs addressing a variety of interests, which include both school and community service, expanded academic pursuits, sports, and recreation. We encourage all students to join a club. Our Director of Student Activities oversees all clubs and activities. Her office is located in the back of the Student Center behind the school store. Students at Greenwich High School are given a voice in the running of the school through student government. Representatives meet with the elected leaders and facilitate communication to the entire student body. Our sports program is the largest in the state. We have 100 different teams in 42 different sports. Over 50% of our students have participated on at least one interscholastic team while at Greenwich High School. Whether on the field or in the stands, the Greenwich High School sports program helps generate Cardinal pride. Sometimes, students want to participate in athletics but do not qualify for a competitive team or may not wish to make the required time commitment. For those students, we offer an intramural program that runs after school. Students can exercise in the fitness center and participate in activities that vary from season to season. With the rollout of our one-to-one digital initiative, Greenwich High School teachers and students are exploring new technologies and implementing beneficial practices. Our media specialists play an active role, whether at our help desk or by integrating information and technology literacy skills into the curriculum. Greenwich High School has trained staff to provide assistance. Parents at Greenwich High School take an active role in school. Over 350 PTA volunteers work in each of the 5 houses, Media Center, and Student Activities, as well as the Student Employment Services Center. The PTA also provides financial support for field trips, technology, and other GHS initiatives. The PTA's outreach program seeks to help close the education gap by providing needy students financial support to help offset various costs. Greenwich High School makes every effort to assist students to make a smooth transition to the high school. The process begins with a special assembly for incoming 8th graders in February of the 8th grade year and continues throughout their freshman year. At the start of the school year, we hold a separate half-day of school for incoming 8th graders. That day, new students meet with their teachers, learn about the various clubs, and take a tour of the building. School counselors provide a more in-depth orientation during the first months of school. They meet students to help them establish academic, personal, and interpersonal goals for their freshman year. Greenwich High School is an exciting, dynamic institution with something for everyone and opportunities for excellence for all. We are committed to working in partnership with parents and our community to help students become the graduates described in our vision of the graduate. Thanks, Mike. Next slide, please. It's my pleasure to introduce our Dean of Student Life, Mr. Thomas Pereira. Tom.
Thanks, Ralph. I want to thank you. Thank everybody for taking the time this evening. I also want to welcome everybody. My name is Thomas Pereira and currently the Dean of Student Life. I want to just give you a quick overview and glance of the Office of Student Life, which includes myself, my administrative assistant, Ms. Cinderella, 5 assistant deans, 1 per house. Dr. Charles is in Bella House. Canner House is Ms. Mistretta. Ms. Gillerin is in Clark House. Ms. Boyd is in Folsom House, and in Sheldon House is Ms. Chiapetta. Our 2 school resource officers, Officer Wallace and Officer Reich, and our Director of Student Activities, Ms. Karen Foster. So in the Office of Student Life, we do a lot. The biggest is the promotion of positive school climate, but we also deal with parking, cardinal kudos, as well as helping to plan homeroom activities where we have our students connect to our staff in a non-academic manner in order to foster those critical relationships. We also recognize the positivity that is exhibited in our school community, as well as helping to organize and host assemblies. The guiding mission is supported by the vision of the graduate and our overall school goals. We look to develop a positive school culture that is guided by our common values and our behavioral norms. A term you may have heard a lot of is social emotional learning. So at Greenwich High School, we use positive behavioral supports intervention, PBIS, as the framework of how we teach our social emotional skills. Through PBIS, our goal is to teach appropriate social emotional skills to our students. This is a time of growth for our students. Of course, if a student strides off the wayward path, we do give consequences as needed, but our main goal is to help support the student and make sure they're making better choices. We believe it's critical that students establish relationships, and that when these relationships are broken, how to best repair them. We also believe that all of our students should be connected to at least one adult in the building, which is why we encourage our staff, as the best way to help support our students is to get to know them as people. The Office of Student Life works in conjunction with the House Administrator, the House Guidance Counselors, their mental health team, as well as assistant deans to strive to connect to each and every one of our students. Another driving force of the Office of Student Life is the district norms. Be here, be safe, be honest, let go and move on, care for self and others. These norms are encompassed, embraced, and developed at Greenwich High School. In the past, students have helped to develop our school-wide social emotional goal, an example of the collaborative nature that we strive to work here at Greenwich High School. And additionally, Greenwich High School also utilizes technology such as anonymous alerts and Gaggle in order to help promote a safe school climate. So that is it for the Office of Student Life. You guys will learn a whole lot more as your students get enrolled into the high school if you have not had the opportunity. So thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, Tom. Next slide, Mike. Okay. As I said before, academic excellence is, I would say, one of the other norms at Greenwich High School. As you can see from this slide, 64% of the class of 2021 took at least one advanced placement class. 59% of that class passed at least one AP exam with a score of 3 or better. 90% of graduates attend college. Freshman to sophomore college persistence rate is 95% for 4 years and 75% for 2-year institutions. Opportunities are available to excel in all subject areas. And I want to go back to that freshman to sophomore college persistent rate. If you realize that only 32% of the country graduates from a 4-year institution, that's pretty amazing that our students are able to make it to sophomore year and beyond. And I'd like to see the data for the students that complete all 4 years, but that's what we have for tonight. But it's an amazing, amazing preparation for college. Next slide, Mike. There's multiple ways to receive academic support. Each house has the learning center, as well as the science wing has a learning center, and the math department has a learning center. There's our Stand By Me program, our peer tutoring program through the National Honor Society. We also offer reading classes, and we are really offering a great deal of extra help before school, but also during our flex time when students can go and meet with their teachers to receive that extra help. Next slide, Mike. there are multiple opportunities for all. In athletics, 54% of our students participate in a sports program. We have 88% of our students participating in student activities. It's probably one of the highest rates we've had in a long time. There's over 150 clubs this year. The art program has 1,139 students enrolled in it. Our music program has 801 students, and our theater program has 123 students. We are truly a well-rounded school. Next slide, Mike. Okay, it makes me, I'm very proud to introduce Shannon Presta. She's one of our great counselors up there in Clark House, and she's going to take you through the next few slides. Shannon.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm speaking to you on behalf of Judith Nadell, our coordinator of guidance, who couldn't be here this evening. I'm going to take you through a couple of slides regarding scheduling, graduation requirements, and some specialty programs that we have at the high school. So considerations when developing a course schedule. Obviously, we have to follow our graduation requirements, which will be on the next slide. But those graduation requirements are located in our course of study guide on the Greenwich High School website. And your child's school counselor will be managing those graduation requirements with your children every year. That's how we meet with our students to make sure that they're choosing the correct classes that they need, and making sure that they're hitting all those requirements in order to graduate on time. As part of developing a schedule, we're asking students about their personal interests, curiosities, strengths, and that goes into creating a schedule as well. We ensure that all prerequisites are met when we are developing a schedule to make sure that they're in the proper level courses that they can be successful in. And course recommendations or level recommendations are done by the teachers of their current year. And those teachers are the people who recommend students for their levels based on their current academic performance. Next slide, please. This is a slide of the full list of graduation requirements that your child will have to meet. You'll see the first 5 requirements: English, social studies, math, science, world language. Those are our core academic courses. Most students take all 4 years of all of these subject areas. And then down below, you have all of our electives: PE, health and safety, our capstone experience, which is embedded into the curriculum, and our performance standards, which they will start meeting junior year into senior year. Again, all of these credits are available in our course of study guide located on the high school's website, but your counselor will be managing this, and you can always speak to the high school counselor once they're assigned to you, and once they start earning credit, where your son or daughter's credit standing is. Next slide, please. We have 2 application programs at the high school. We have Innovation Lab. An Innovation Lab is a project-based learning environment, and there's a humanities and STEM option to this program. Courtney Hawes will be holding a question and answer session after the presentation. This is an application program, and students are placed in interdisciplinary, grouped, rigorous academic courses where they can really explore subjects on a deeper level. Our second program is AVID, the Advancement via Individual Determination, and it's a national college readiness program. The 8th grade teams work very hard to find the students that are most appropriate for this program. There's an interview and application process, and then they'll be placed into AVID classes for 9th grade. Next slide, please. A typical 9th grade schedule, it'll be all 5 core subject areas based on the level that your son or daughter was placed in by the 8th grade team. And those 8th grade teams have already met to go over the levels that your son or daughter should be taking for next year. And now the 8th grade counselors have started to meet with your children to create their schedule requests. So a typical 9th grade schedule will be math as science, which would be a biology, English, social studies, one of our many wonderful world languages, their physical education and health and safety requirement, and 1 to 1.5 credits of electives. The high school counselors highly recommend that 9th graders carry between 6.5 and 7 credits. Any more than 7 credits, it really is too much for the students to handle. For the most part, they receive no learning centers, and likely the schedules don't typically work out. So 6.5 to 7 credits is a really great opportunity for them to be challenged yet be successful in their courses for 9th grade. Next slide, please. So next steps with the scheduling process, all of the recommendations for core academic courses are in Aspen, so you can view those under requests. Students are completing their elective course selections in a Google survey, and that's done with their counselor. Their counselors are going to be meeting with the students up until March 31st. If there's any disagreement about course levels, then parents have an opportunity to override that, and that override must take place no later than March 31st as well. Please look out for emails from Judith Nadell about deadlines that are up and coming. It's important because she always updates throughout the scheduling process to make sure that parents know what deadline is coming up so you don't miss anything. House orientation for parents at Greenwich High School will be April 26th. We welcome parents by house. You will be assigned your house at that point, your counselor at that point, and then it's an opportunity to have a nice casual discussion, ask questions in a smaller group setting. The counselor orientation for student schedules with each middle school. So we go down to each one of the middle schools as counselors towards the end of the year, and we meet with all of the students individually. We finalize any last changes that they may have on their schedules. We get to know them a little bit, put a face to a name. And so at least they're comfortable. They know who we are when they're entering the building in August. Next slide.
Well, thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for filling in for Judy tonight. I know she appreciates it. Folks, this is our administrative team at Greenwich High School. Lucia Recco, she's our Bella House administrator, plus she's in charge of the social studies department. Bridget Berry, she's the Shelton House administrator and the English department head. Christina Shaw, the Canner House administrator and the World Language department head. Andrew Byrne, the Folsom House administrator and the mathematics department head. And John DeLuca, our science and technology education program administrator. And then those 5 individuals will be joining us tonight for a quick preview of their areas. But also, we have David Walco, our Clark House administrator, and he's also in charge of our PE and health education program. Judy Nadell, as we mentioned before, our guidance program coordinator. Christina Dawson, our special education program coordinator, and Pete Giorgio, our interim athletic director. That makes up the Greenwich High School leadership team. And I have to say, what a great team to work with. Amazing colleagues. Mike, next slide, please. Okay, Ms. Barry and Mr. Recco, you're going to be talking about this one. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Good evening. I'm Bridget Berry. In GHS English classes, our goal is to help students expand their ability to read critically and express themselves powerfully in speech and writing. For reading, we balance contemporary and classic literature, fiction and nonfiction. Students read for information and to enter worlds of experience way beyond their own. They collaborate routinely with peers to deepen understanding and practice skills. Writing assignments are regular and various, with emphasis on evidence-based arguments. We want to hear from students outside the classroom too, through our literary magazine, our school newspaper, and plenty of publishing contests. Opportunities are posted regularly in our English website. A special feature of 9th and 10th grade is STEM skills, a class all students have once or twice a cycle. This interdisciplinary lab extends and emphasizes the common goals of English and social studies. We target reading, writing, presentation, and study skills through projects such as analyzing current events or researching topics from very large to very small. This work also gives students practice in reasonable, responsible, effective use of technology. As well, STEM skills provides valuable time for writing conferences. A sequence chart of all 4 years of English is available online and in the course of study guide. 9th and 10th grade English are full year courses. They provide the groundwork in skills and content. After 10th grade, students have more choice in the sort of course they'll take. These courses in 9th and 10th grade are yoked to a history course for valuable, mutually reinforcing interdisciplinary work. Please note, the course level is determined by a student's current skills level. Regardless of level, we want all students supported and stretched. I like the way Shannon put it, which is challenged but successful. And movement in levels is a regular occurrence. I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Lucy. Next slide, Mike.
Lucy didn't go yet.
Oh, I thought you were done. Can we back up one, Mike?
Good evening. I'm Lucy Areco. I'm the Social Studies Program and Bella House Administrator, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the Social Studies Program at Greenwich High School. Your son or daughter will need 3 years of social studies to graduate. Of those, there needs to be one of American history with the research paper component, which is a graduation requirement, and a minimum of a semester course in civics. In the civics course, we also have the community service project, which, like the sophomore research paper, is a graduation requirement. For incoming 9th graders, we have the Global Studies program. Global Studies centers first semester on the introduction of 3 central themes: democratization, development, and interconnectedness in their pre-World War II historical context. In the second semester, these themes are then applied to post-World War II Germany, Brazil, Kenya, India, and Iran. Daily emphasis is on critical thinking and the analysis of content to illuminate how effectively the themes apply to particular countries in various regions of the world. As Ms. Berry has already mentioned, the English and Social Studies departments, particularly in the 9th and 10th grade, are united. We are linked with a focus on universally useful and significant common skills, critical reading, and effective writing. Your son or daughter will enter GHS as a member of an English social studies team, which aims to make a large school smaller. The teachers work closely with students in back-to-back class periods and seminar skills, as Ms. Berry described, and in the English social studies learning centers. Every house has a learning center where 9th grade students can get help on English or social studies. In fact, any student 9 through 12 can enter one of the learning centers to get help in English or social studies. A sequence chart of all 4 years of social studies is available on our website. I look forward to speaking to you during the Q&A portion of tonight if you have any specific questions about English and social studies. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. I didn't mean to rush you. Sorry about that. Okay, Ms. Shaw, you are up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Greenwich High School. We are so proud to offer 7 world languages at our high school. Although the minimum requirement for world language is only 2 credits, most of the students at Greenwich High School take 3 and even 4 years of language. Students taking world language in the middle school who would like to continue with either their French or Spanish learning may do so in either college preparatory or honors level courses at the high school. Placements are made after discussions with teachers, counselors, parents, and students. Keep in mind that we also have a special set of native classes for students with family or cultural background in the Spanish language. For students who want a new world language experience, there are many other choices. In all of our languages, there is an option to study for up to 4 years at the high school. If your child has experience in any of these other languages, you may schedule a placement test with one of our teachers. Please feel free to email your school counselor or me. Students who excel in language may take advanced placement courses in Spanish, French, Italian, German, and/or Chinese as upperclassmen. We often have students every year who decide to take 2 languages, and currently we have about 200 students who have taken courses in more than 1 language at the high school. So I welcome you again to our high school and look forward to answering any of your questions in the next portion of our event. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Next slide, Mike. Mr. Byrne.
Thank you, Ralph. Good evening and welcome to the parents of the class of 2026. My name is Andrew Byrne and I'm the Folsom House Administrator who oversees the mathematics and computer science departments. It is truly my pleasure to have the opportunity to speak to you tonight about our department. We offer a wide selection of courses designed to meet the various interests and needs of our students. We work to promote each student's confidence in their mathematical abilities and emphasize connections to the real world. Classes focus on both the reasoning and concrete skills necessary to become good problem solvers. Our department is focused on finding ways to help our students develop their ability to explore, define, and solve complex problems. Math is sequential, and your child's placement is dependent on prerequisites outlined in the course of study guide. Your child's 8th grade math teacher is responsible for making 9th grade placement decisions based on what they know about your child as a student. They are the first person you should speak to better understand the reasons behind the recommended placement. If after speaking with your child's 8th grade math teacher, you have further questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. I encourage you to review our course sequence chart so that you will better understand the math classes your child can take over the next 4 years. It is available electronically on the Greenwich High School website. In addition to your child's required core mathematics classes, there is also opportunities to explore our computer science electives. We have a number of courses and clubs that may be of interest to your child. After the first marking period, any student who has earned a C- or below will be automatically placed in our Math Learning Center. These are math teachers available each block of the day to work with students to strengthen their skills or answer any questions they may have. All students, regardless of their grade, are welcome to drop by the Learning Center during an open block for additional support. Our department is proud of the opportunities we have for students to celebrate their love of mathematics outside the classroom. We have an outstanding competitive math team that has been state champions for over 10 years now. All students are welcome and encouraged to join. We also offer students the opportunity to compete in the American Mathematics Competition. I encourage you to explore our mathematics webpage. Please do not hesitate to call or email me if you have any questions about our department. Thank you for listening, and I wish your child the most success as they transition to Greenwich High School.
Ralph, you have to unmute.
There you go, I think. We lost Mr. DeLuca's slide.
I could talk without it.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, maybe.
Oh, here we go.
There we go, John.
Perfect. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is John DeLuca. I'm the program administrator for science and technology at Greenwich High School. Our school offers a comprehensive and diverse program that pushes students to succeed in the core classes of biology, chemistry, and physics, as well as a diverse array of elective courses that rival small colleges. We also offer an impressive selection of technology education classes. As incoming freshmen, your children will take general biology. Like all of our other core classes of chemistry and physics, biology has 3 different levels, from practical survey class to a college preparatory class to honors level. As you review our slide in front of you of our course offerings, you can take a glimpse of the courses available next year, as well as the courses your child can take after their freshman year. This information and more can be found in our course of study guide. Our science department is proud of the fact that a vast majority of our students elect to take 4 years of science, despite only a 3-year requirement. Over the past few years, our department has worked very hard to align with the Connecticut Next Generation Science Standards, and our students perform exceptionally well on the assessment during its first 2 administrations, both last year and in 2019. Your child may also choose to take an elective course in technology education. I strongly encourage you and your child to consider our school's technology courses. They offer students the opportunity for hands-on, problem-based learning not frequently found in other courses. Options in technology include courses involving computer graphics, engineering, transportation, architecture, and wood design. If you have any specific questions about our program offerings, please join my Google Meet tonight after the conclusion of the presentation. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming your family next year. It is now my pleasure to reintroduce Mr. Mayo.
Thank you, John. So folks, one thing I want to say is I can't wait to get back in person again and do this in front of you in the pack. But we'll be back in person soon, hopefully for your house orientation in April or May. Our question and answer sessions are for English Social Studies, math, science, world language, and for the Innovation Lab. You should have received an invitation tonight from Miss Judith Nadell with this Zoom link, and below the Zoom link are all the meets for those 6 subject areas. So please do not hesitate to join one of those meets or several of those meets and ask the program administrators questions about their programs. And again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Good night, folks.